We go through this every year. You know perfectly well what holiday it is.
Okay. Happy Halloween, everybody. Whoopee.
Row 18, plot 20.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark. I'm Jim. Halloween Shenanigans is winding down, but we were so lucky as horror fans to have a brand new movie release in theater and streaming at the same time. Not always the best idea, I think, but Five Nights at Freddys is available to watch on the Cock and in theaters. So this is a 2023 PG-13 film based on the very popular series of games Five Nights at Freddy's. It has a humongous, almost cult following type status. It's a jump scare horror based game where you are playing Mike Schmidt, a security guard in a rundown pizzeria, and animatronics come to life. So this is going to be one of probably 5 million reviews for this movie. If you are trying to stay spoiler free, this is the review for you because I will be spoiler free. Be careful out there when you're scrolling through your YouTube if you are trying to not hear any spoilers before you go to the theater or watch this on the Peacock. So what I want to say about this movie is, Five Nights at Freddy's has been around in my family for a little while. My kids are 24 and 20. When they were younger, this is when the Five Nights at Freddy's first started out. It was a very low quality, like graphic-wise game. It just has like this enormous fandom, and people are very, very serious about their Five Nights at Freddy's. My daughter Bailey, who cosplays, she even did in 2015, which was about 7 years ago, cosplayed as Mike Schmidt, and we went to a convention and saw other cosplayers in full Five Nights at Freddy's costumes. So, like for me personally, I was very much looking forward to this. I know my kids are. They're actually seeing it separately together, which I think is really cool, little bonding sibling moment for them. But, I'm a horror fan, so I was looking at this on multiple different angles. I love haunted dolls, movies that bring inanimate objects to life. So this kind of fits into there. The hype for this movie has been huge. So it's PG-13, so that does something to the film for people that are looking for like big time gore and jump scares and kills and things like that. So PG-13. So just know that this is not a spoiler, that if you are rating your movie PG-13, you're probably not getting a lot of that. So don't expect it. I'm not saying that there aren't kills and there aren't, some blood and some jump scares or anything like that, because there definitely is. Just don't be looking for the Terrifier level kills and stuff like that. The animatronics look so amazing. It's so cool. They have unique sounds to them too, very mechanical, like when they blink, and then just their movements, their body movements when they step, definitely look cool. Their proportions are so perfect, like in comparison to humans when they're standing or near them. Very, very cool. So let's look, before I get too far, at the synopsis. A troubled security guard begins working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. During his first night on the job, he realizes that the night shift won't be so easy to get through. Pretty soon, he will unveil what actually happened at Freddy's. Directed by Emma Tammy, writers Scott Cawthon, Seth Cuddleback, and Emma Tammy. And stars Josh Hutcherson as Mike, the main character, and Piper Rubio as Abby, who I think did fantastic. I wasn't sure about her at first, but man, she's really good. I really enjoyed her performance. Mathew Lillard, of course, plays Steve Raglan, ... maybe more. Elizabeth Lyle plays Vanessa. Mary Stuart Masterson plays Aunt Jane, and she's also pretty entertaining in this. Aunt Jane is not the nicest. She's not the auntie that you look forward to going and visiting. Um, so yeah, so that's the basic story. It takes place a lot in this rundown pizzeria. We get a lot of the backstory of why the pizzeria is closed and uh, the lore of how the animatronics are uh, to at life, at large, why they are doing what they're doing. You get a lot of that through like dream sequence, backstory. There's a character, Vanessa, who plays a police officer who seems to have an awful lot of time to spend at the pizzeria as well. She gives a lot of the info on the background, and the story is uncovered. There's more to it than just the Mike character being chased by animatronics. There's much more going on, so there's a deeper story. Fans of the game, I think, will really enjoy that. Some of us that are kind of in and out of the game or don't know a lot of the history probably missed things. I'm sure there's maybe more to this Vanessa character um, than is like revealed in this movie. It definitely sets up for a series of movies. So uh, I really enjoyed, like I said, the animatronics themselves. I did have a one major WTF moment, and that's when we get to see them all as a group. It was pretty interesting, but it's not what I was expecting. How we were going to see them all together, and then the third act is when things really, when the story unfolds and the true motives are revealed, and then there's some more actiony type stuff, and we kind of get like a wraparound happy ending. Some of the story that was given to us at the beginning and then kind of sprinkled throughout, then kind of comes to a close at the end. But of course, we get like that end credity. Um, is it over or not? Is there more to come? Hopefully this does well. It's weird when a movie gets released in theater and um, on Peacock. So I think like the diehard fans of Five Nights at Freddy are going to go to the theater and get that full experience. And those of us, like I watched it at home, but my kids are going to the theater. Those of us that are like curious or just want to get a Halloween horror movie fix. I consider this somewhat of a gateway horror movie, and what that means is just like this is a good way to introduce younger people into the horror genre. So when I think of like animatronic horror movies, most recently, probably the biggest one that everyone really, as horror fans, really dug was Nicolas Cage in Willy's Wonderland. And in the back of my mind, that's the kind of movie that I was hoping to see with Five Nights at Freddy. But we got that with Willy's Wonderland. So if you're looking for Willy's Wonderland with the Five Nights at Freddy's characters, that's not how it's going to be. So just know that going in. We also had the Spirit Halloween, the movie. I think that was maybe last year with Christopher Lloyd, and that was basically the Spirit Halloween stores kind of showcasing their animatronics that they sell, and those come to life. And that was definitely a PG, might have been PG-13, but that would be considered like a gateway. So I kind of notch Five Nights at Freddy's just above that, but like Banana Splits came out a few years ago. I was a big fan of Banana Splits. I watched it as a kid, so I really enjoyed that movie. That might be actually my favorite over Willy's Wonderland. Willy's Wonderland has taken me several rewatches to really appreciate it. I love it now, but I'll tell you, when I first saw Willy's Wonderland, I wasn't a fan. Um, I just didn't get it. But now I love it. So, but I think Banana Splits, just because I have the nostalgia with that movie, is my favorite. So I would, like, as a horror fan, I would go Banana Splits, Willy Wonka, Willy's Wonderland, very close together, Five Nights at Freddy's, and then the Spirit Halloween. And that's just off the top of my head, like some animatronic themed movies. Let me know in the comments down below if there are other animatronic type movies that I'm not thinking of that might fit in there. But this is a good fun watch, especially if you want to like maybe not go out and you're just going to stay at home and just have this on for the kids, and just have a Halloween movie watch party, you know, with the kids, and maybe have that on in the background when you're giving out candy on Halloween night. That's going to do it for me. Let me know what your hype level is for Five Nights at Freddy's. If you've watched the channel at all, you know I just had a major haul video, and I did do a short showing my daughter's cosplay interaction at a convention recently. So Five Nights at Freddy is definitely something that we enjoy here on Now It's Dark, and I hope you do too. Have a great afternoon. Halloween shenanigans. It's almost over.